Alice in Wonderland is a classic we all grew up with, and a local artist has put his really unique twist on the book's illustrations. His art exhibit, called Curiouser and Curiouser, is on display, and you can see it at the Alabama School of Math and Science. And the artist is here with us this morning on Studio 10. Todd Duran, thanks for coming on with us.
Thank you, Cherish, for having me.
Love when folks use their imagination, and that's what being an artist is all about, using your imagination. So
That's
first,
right.
Tell us a little bit about the exhibit, what we're going to see.
Sure. Well, this is an exhibit with over 30 prints, illustrations from the book that I've kind of reimagined in my own style. And there's also mobile sculptures and other objects from the story.
I love the story about how this all came about. We were talking a little bit before the show, and this was all right when you moved to Mobile. You were going to do a little puppet show for your little girls.
That's right. I moved here with my daughters, Chloe and Stella. And,
Hi, Chloe and Stella.
and we needed something to keep them busy in the summer before school started. And so I downloaded the entire text of Alice in Wonderland, and my wife Karen and I decided to put on a puppet show in the backyard as a way for them to get to know other kids in the neighborhood. So that's how this whole process of getting interested in the story began.
And from there, where did the illustrations come from? Tell us a little bit about that, because you teach graphic design at Spring Hill, and I know there's a lot to the graphic design, and we want to show that. But when did that start?
Sure. Well, that actually began with the puppet show because we were making a program for the guests, the parents, at the puppet show. And so I wanted to kind of reinvent the way Alice would look based on our puppets. So she ended up with a flip hairdo and a very simple sort of flat, cut out, hard-edged kind of style for the program. So the show itself went off well. Some time passed, and I was teaching, and I sort of forgot about it for a while. But a while later, I started thinking about more illustrations. I was working on a cover design for the book, and I have the book here. So here's the cover design that I did. And as I started creating these characters, here's Alice, here's the Mad Hatter.
Yeah.
I just gradually started to populate the book with more and more illustrations.
So original text by Lewis Carroll, your own illustrations.
That's correct.
So show us how in graphic design, because it really is fascinating, the design gets on paper, where it starts. So from this little black book you have to the actual book.
This is my sketchbook, and we always encourage our students at Spring Hill to start with sketches, to start with ideas that come out of themselves. So over several months, I kind of filled it with drawings from different situations in the book. So this drawing is the situation right before the croquet game, where Alice meets these soldiers that are made out of playing cards, and they're repainting the garden before the Queen of Hearts gets there because they've put in the wrong color of roses. So that's what's going on.
I remember that, don't you guys?
Yeah, sure. So here's the drawing, and I did this with pen and colored pencil. So that's how it kind of begins, but then to clean it up and to make it look crisper and tighter, I photograph that, I bring it into the computer, and I use an illustration program to make vector art out of it.
So it's a complex process.
It can be, yes. Yes, it is kind of a complex process.
And there it is.
And there's the final version. You can see the colors have changed a little bit, the size relationships are tweaked some, but it's basically very similar to the original drawing.
Yes, it is. And these pictures we have back here, of course, you probably recognize these when Alice eats the cake, and then, of course, the big tea party with the Mad Hatter.
That's right, that's right. And there's lots more prints like this that are in the exhibit, and I had a lot of fun creating it, and I think that people would enjoy seeing the exhibit.
So like you mentioned, illustrations, the prints, they're going to be puppets, lots of great things to see at the exhibit, and it's going to be running through January 24th?
That's right, and it's at the Alabama School of Math and Science right in Midtown.
Okay, well, it seems like it's really, really neat. Alabama School of Math and Science in the gallery, and that's at the intersection of Dauphin Street at Ann Street, Midtown Mobile. Admission is free. We're always looking for neat new things to do and see in our area, and this might be a good one for you and your family. Danny, maybe you can take your little one.
Yeah, looks like a lot of fun. Love Alice in Wonderland.